So I've been on YouTube for a while, but I've been monetized and consistently, well, trying to be consistently uploading for a little over a year now, and just wanted to share my experience as it's beginning a brand new year, kind of what I've learned, what I've, still trying to learn, what I've liked, what I haven't liked, kind of some analytics insights for you, and just kind of let you know what I'm doing hopefully in the next year. If you've been enjoying my content, I appreciate you very much. I, just do this because I love it. I love talking about video games. I love making video essay content that I personally would, like to watch and enjoy. So if you have been supportive of my channel, thank you very much. And if you're new here, subscribe, look at all the other videos, all the things, but we're just going to get into it. I'm going to be looking and talking about some of my YouTube analytics. So looking at my just general analytics for the last year, I got monetized last November. Never thought I would get monetized, but I did, thankfully, to a Warframe video that kind of popped off. In last November, I had about 1,000 subscribers, and I'm currently sitting at like 5.5, I believe. Let me double check. 5.7. Wow, look at that. So pretty good growth this year, I would say, overall. So it's been a really cool journey. I really love making video essay content, like I said, and I'm continuing to try and figure out what works and what doesn't work. One of the biggest questions people ask me is like, how do you deal with like the analytics and not analytics? How do you deal with the algorithm and content? And I don't know. Especially with video essay content, it is very hard to predict what is going to do well and what is not going to do well. Like, when I say it's very hard with video essay content, I would argue it is near impossible to actually know what is going to do well. Like, I can have a feeling, but I never know. Like, for example, I did a video on Nier Automata a couple months ago. You probably didn't see it if you're subscribed, because that is one of my worst performing videos all year. And it was like a video essay style, very highly edited, very highly scripted. It's been a while on it. It's like 500 views right now, and this is like a couple months ago. So yeah, that was really disappointing, but I'm still proud of the video. But I thought that one would do well, because Nier Automata, while it's a niche game that's older, it has a pretty big loyal fan base. But yeah, just didn't get pushed. So YouTube is a very fickle thing, and in terms of what I've probably learned over the last year, I think the biggest thing is, at least for me where I am right now, just making content. I hate that word. Making videos and telling cool stories about video games that I personally would want to watch. And that's my goal. That's what I've been trying to do. And that kind of balances between these highly scripted video essays and then just kind of commentary things about games I'm enjoying. Like my most recent one was about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Phenomenal game. I didn't really want to script anything for that, and I wanted to get a video out about it before it, kind of fell out of the social zeitgeist. So I just kind of did a more commentary style on that, which I used to not be super good at, because I started out doing these scripted videos, and now I've done kind of more of a balance. So I think that's one thing I've learned, is going a little outside my comfort zone is good, but also trying to like stick with what I know I'm good at and improve my craft, because I love the editing side of things as well. If you've watched any of my content, I'm sure you know that, because I always try to include like a little cool montage of the game or games I'm talking about, like the beginning of my winter games video, which did really well, like surprisingly. I did a little cool little montage just of different games, like to kind of set the tone for the video. And I think that actually is a reason that video did well, because people are like, ooh, this is cool. And it was something I saw in a video essay, like a similar type of video essay, that I was like, I want to do that for my stuff. So I did it for that video, and it worked pretty well. If you're getting into YouTube, or you're on YouTube for a while, you've been struggling, I would say just make content you want to make. And I'm not going to say it's going to get views, because it probably won't most of the time, but if you make content you want to make, you will still feel like satisfied, even if views and things aren't coming. Because the other side of the coin, which I'm still very much learning and trying to figure out how to do, is the quote-unquote like marketing side of YouTube, which is really the like thumbnail and title, which is like, if you have a really cool idea for a video and you make a video and you're like, this is a banger, this is so cool, I'm really proud of this, like, how the heck do I market it in a way that will get people to click on it? Is like, attractive for like the thumbnail. It makes people want to watch it and figure out what's going on while still being true to what the actual video is. Still struggling, really struggling, because some videos I'm like, I don't know how to quote like market or like package this, because like on YouTube, as all of you know, half of the package of a video is the title and thumbnail, and then you watch it. You know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's not a great title, or that's not a great thumbnail. But I watch the video, I'm like, this was an incredible video. So trying to stay true to the videos I'm making while still trying to create a attractive package, as it will. Don't take that out of context. Anyways, for example, Indiana Jones video, most recent. That was a little hard one for the title, just because the title of the game is long. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's a lot of characters on YouTube, you know. But the thumbnail, I knew off the bat. I was like, oh, this game does make me feel like a kid again. I'm gonna put that on the thumbnail, and that also is like a pretty decent like, oh, like why does it make you feel like a kid again, in terms of like clicking. So yeah, and in terms of advice for that, the one thing, if you're new-ish to YouTube, I would say is definitely do not put the same, for the most part, try not to put the same text in the thumbnail, if you're putting text in the thumbnail, as the title, because then it's redundant. You want to have like the title be its own thing, and then the text kind of support the title or like add intrigue. And don't put too much text on a thumbnail. Thumbnails are tiny, and no one's going to be reading half that anyways. So if anyone's interested, that's like the main thing I wanted to talk about in this video, just kind of what I've learned. And then also, sorry, I know I went on a big tangent, and we'll go back to analytics stuff if people are interested, but I'll put that towards the end because I know not a lot of people will be interested. I also just want to say like what things are going to look like for the next year of content for me. I obviously don't do this for a job. I do this for fun, and I do make money off it. Ain't that much. Definitely not much, nearly enough to live off of whatsoever. But it is a nice little bonus each month. Back to the topic of what I'm wanting to continue to do for this next year is kind of just continued what I'm doing right now. A mix of video essay, scripted content, highly edited, mixed with more commentary on either games I'm currently playing or older games. I want to do a little more on like older games and not just games that's like a game just came out, like I gotta make a video on it. Because I'm such a small channel, I feel like the majority of that content is just gets like lost in the weeds, unless I'm like doing like early access, unless I'm like on it, which I don't have the time to do. This is my full-time job whatsoever. This is literally just part-time for fun. I work 8 to 4, and then I come home, hang out with my wife, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go work on my YouTube channel, which is fun. It's just a hard balance for sure, and it's a lot of work. I will say, for anyone who is struggling and wanting to do more YouTube, it's a lot of work when you don't, when it's not everything you're doing. Like there are days where I'm like, man, I want to make a video on this. I would love to be able to do that today. I'm not going to have the script done for like half a week or more. That's just how life is, because, it's like I have very limited time to talk about games and make videos on games, and then I also have to be playing them, so then I can talk about them and make videos, it's a struggle, so it's something I'm very cognizant of, because I want to, I'm trying to be attentive to my wife and like friends and family, and it's definitely a struggle, and I don't really have any advice on the time balance of YouTube for someone trying to get into this. I would just say just continue to just make stuff you are passionate about. You'll have to force yourself to work often, especially if you're like me, working on YouTube stuff after a day of work. Like you're gonna be tired, you're gonna just want to play a game, which you can do, just kind of balance things, and that's what I'm going to continue to try and do. Come the new year, come 2025, I want to be more consistent as well. I want to at least have 2 videos a month. I've really tried to do that the back half of this year. And I think overall it went well. It is hard when I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I have some pretty good ideas for just video essay content, but then also 2025 is going to be a huge year for video games. So I think I'll have enough to talk about in terms of your kind of commentary videos. I don't know what games I'm looking forward to next year specifically. There's one coming out in February. I don't remember what it's called, but it looks really cool. It's like this turn-based thing, fantasy. Ben Starr is in it. I'm potentially going to make a video on Outer Wilds finally. Maybe. I really want to. It's just such a great game. I I was struggling making video on it. So if anybody like video essays and like a lot of my content, be sure to stick around and subscribe. But for the last section of this video, the really only thing I really want to show / talk about is the analytics side of things. So I'm going to show let's do the last 3 months. So I'm going to look at the last 3 months from September to now. I posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. So yeah, that's 2 a month. Look at me. Look at that. I'm doing great. But as you can see, views are down, watch time's down. This is the thing I don't like about YouTube. Whenever things are like, I'm glad it's not like a red arrow. That would be awful. And I think it was that at one point. But whenever like your general stuff is down, instead of showing a green arrow, it just shows a little gray down arrow. And it's very sad and I hate it. As you can see, in the last 3 months, I had about 200,000 views on the channel overall, which is not from this Near Automata video. And then watch time, which no one really cares about at this point. That's just to get monetized. You have to get a lot of watch time. Subscribers about 760, which is lower than I would want, but still pretty good for my my channel size. Here's the thing also, subscribers, once you get monetized, which is like 1,000 subscribers don't really matter. Like, they're a good metric to see how your channel's doing and like see what people are interested in, because I can look at subscribers and then I can look at subscribers by like videos and be like, oh, okay, like people subscribed the most from my Cyberpunk video. Obviously it's the video that's done the best on my channel. And then the second video that people subscribe the most on is the video games feel like winter. Okay, like that's good. People really like that kind of content. I do a little more of that. So that's really helpful. But besides that, it's not like the thing that YouTube cares about. Like, I'm sure you've had videos recommended to you by channels with like 100 subs and the video has like 500k views or something, like your subscribers aren't a metric, at least that I know of. Subscribers are not a metric that YouTube cares about when it's like pushing a video. It's just like, hey, does this video pertain to a certain type of audience? If they find that audience, it's going to push it to it, and if people click on it, it's going to push it more. I made about $700 in the last 3 days. 3 days, that would be crazy. $700 in the last 3 months. And as you can see, I kind of make, it goes up and down, because I'm gonna be honest, in terms of like make money per day, it's like $5 to $10 on average. Most of that is from my Cyberpunk video. Like, if it wasn't for this video, I made $2,300 on one video since April. But if it wasn't for this video, I definitely would not be getting checks from YouTube every month. It would be every other month, maybe. Just because this has been one that's like consistent. Like you can see in the last 2 days, even now, it's gotten 3,500 views, which is like good on one video for me, like period. So that video was a huge help, and a video I'm so proud of. And it was a big passion project of mine. It took me like 3 months from start to finish. And ironically, I did a video on Anthem. Let's look at this. So this is another thing about YouTube. If a video doesn't pop off within like the first like week, even for you, like that does not always matter. Which is something that I didn't really understand until I started making content. My Cyberpunk video, I think it took about a week to get off the ground. For me, it takes about 24 hours until a video gets into people's feeds for me. So when I post a video, the first 24 hours, any views are typically just from my subscribers. Shout out to you all. And then anything after that is going to be, okay, that's how I can judge if a video is getting pushed to people's, home feeds or whatever, or not. Case in point, this Anthem video, let's see, the first 23 days. So let's just go the first 30 days. First month, it had about 1,000 views in a month. Now, the good thing is it was still gaining views slowly. The worst thing is when a video, you really said it gets some views and then just plateaus, like my Near Automata video. But if we look at this graph, it is slowly going up. So this, for some reason, is Anthem worth playing in 2024? I guess that's a common question. This video has continued to get some views over time, and that's like the kind of content that is great, but you never know what that content is going to be. Like when I released that Anthem video, I was like, well, I didn't work very, I didn't work very hard on that. I was just like, oh, I was playing Anthem. I want to talk about it. Cool. Didn't expect too much of it. So it wasn't like a big bummer when it didn't do well, but then it, has still done well. It's like 15K. But good views for me are about 1,000, 1,500 views is when I'm like, oh, that's a good success video, which, does not happen always. And that's only in the last probably 6 months. That's been like my metric that I'm trying to hit. Like just like internally be like, oh, like this video got pushed to some people who enjoyed it, whatever, cool. But yeah, that's the analytics side of things. If you look at the last year of content, if anyone's interested, obviously it's very spiky for me. But as you can see, I got over 1 million views in the last year, which is genuinely mind-blowing to me. Because I a year ago, I was like, well, or a little over a year ago, I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting monetized. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I was still sub 1,000 subscribers. Before this point, I was, not expecting anything really. Watch time, subscribers. You had to get like a certain number of watch time, and I was like, I'm never hitting that. You had to get it within like 365 days. And here we are, a year later, getting 9,000 hours of watch time. Over 1 million views, 3,000 something dollars made, and 4,000 plus subscribers. Like, I know it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's a lot for me, and I'm really enjoying it, and I plan to continue just posting things and making stuff I enjoy. So if you learned anything from this video, if I helped, hopefully helped inspire you a little bit, let me know down in the comments, and have a fantastic, rest of the holidays, New Year. Thank you all once again for your support in the last year, and thank you very much. Like I love each and every one of you who comment and share your stories about like games and why you enjoy them and how they've impacted you. And that's all I want to do, create a little community of people who like the impact that video games can have and the importance of stories within them. So if you like that, be sure to stick around because, at least for the time being, I'm not going anywhere. So thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic day.